At the end of the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus spoke of building on a foundation of truth. And you know, yesterday we talked about the distinction between an opinion and truth. And one of the questions that comes up is, how do we get to the truth, and how do we build upon that foundation of truth in our life? You know, as I thought about this, I thought really there's probably 5 steps along the way to really coming to build on that truth for life. And sometimes as Christians we say, well, we should never doubt. But, you know, doubts are a part of who we are as human beings. And the good news is that doubts often start that process of moving towards truth. You know, doubts can be a blessing if we allow them to lead us to the truth. And one of the things then I would say is the first step on finding truth is allow those questions to arise in your soul. You know, those questions create in you a desire to find the answers. And doubt then raises those questions. But as you look at those questions, you know, opinion tends to formulate possible answers. And that becomes a second step on this journey towards truth. But you notice we're a long ways from arriving at truth. Because once you've formulated opinions, there has to be an open discussion, a dialogue of those opinions without shouting at each other and hollering at each other to decide which of those really is the right answer. So reason and dialogue and discussion assesses those possible answers. And that's the third step, using reason to assess those answers. Then I think in addition to that, as Christians, we rest on the revelation of truth that God has given us in His Word. And we need to look at what God's Word says about those possible answers. But we come to that fourth step. And the fourth step is that truth rests in what we have identified as the right answer. Now, that's a careful process of coming to that right answer, but we have to look at all of those opinions with some sense of evaluating them carefully. But when we talk about building life, you know, you got to build life on truth. It's what Jesus said there at the end of the Sermon on the Mount. But life then builds on those right answers. And if you haven't found a right answer, life kind of crumbles underneath that. So I would encourage you to be a truth seeker. Look to God's Word, look to His revelation, discuss truth with other people, discuss opinions, and discover where real truth lies. And I think you can become a blessing to a very divided society and culture that we're kind of experiencing right now. Anyway, be a blessing to somebody today. Have a good one. Bye for now. God bless.